your favourite book was that you've wrote and why?
Favourite book is like asking you to choose your favourite book is like asking you to choose your favourite child. It's not easy, and it tends to be the one that you're most probably closest to is the most recent one usually. But of all the books that I've written, Tartan Witch has to be not the favourite, but the most popular and the most interesting. She's quite an interesting character, so I'll have to say Tartan Witch.
How long have you been writing stories for, and what was your first one?
I've been writing stories before I wrote stories. Well, I used to write stories when I was your age and younger in school, and used to have a little notebook and wrote stories. But I wrote stories, real stories, like book stories, about 10 years ago. And the first one was a book called Witch Hitch, which was all about 10 silly, disorganised witches. And it was so popular, somebody said to me, you have to write another story about these witches. So that's how Tartan Witch came about, because the witches are all in that. And then it was popular, really popular. So Tartan Witch and the Highland Escapade came about because people like Tartan Witch. So there you go. You're never too young to start writing stories.
If you could get anything across to the audience using your books, what would you want to get across?
Well, that's another well. I seem to answer everything by saying well. All my books actually have a little message in them. They're not just written for the sake of writing them. The Tartan Witch books are all about teaching Scots language because they are written in Scots and English. But the Pirate's story tells you that you have to eat proper food and exercise to be healthy and have a healthy lifestyle. The latest one, Ickle Prickle, tells younger children about hibernation, and In the Dark tells you the main message in that story is that you need to talk. If you have problems or you're worried about something, you need to talk about it. And the boy in that story finds, because at the beginning he doesn't talk to anyone, he keeps himself in his room and doesn't speak, but as the story goes on, he learns by talking to people he feels better. So remember that. Talk.
What's the importance of children reading books, do you think?
Oh, children have to read books. Fantasy stories and reading for information, because that's how you learn, by reading for information. But when you read fiction stories, you can escape into another world and you can just let your imagination run wild. It's very important that children throughout the world get a chance to experience what you're so lucky in this country to have books everywhere in libraries, and there's another place. Go to the library. If you don't have lots of books at home, join the library and go to the library, because the libraries are fantastic. They help in all aspects and point you in the right direction. You tell them what you like to read and they'll point you to the right author. So remember the libraries.
Super. Well, on behalf of the Honeypot Children's Charity, Greta, thank you very much for coming on tonight.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.